Hello everybody, it's Isabella from Attire and today we are filming together with
Kathy Hipperson.
also known as
Mrs. Crowcombe. Yes.
It will happen invariably. So we are going to be dressing up to go for a walk on Quantux, so very much country attire or country sports attire, and Kathy will be sporting the 1869 or early 70s walking and hiking outfit, whereas I will go for a little bit later, 1886 country sports attire. So we'll be helping each other how to dress and hopefully we'll go for a walk in the Quantux. So, I say get your gown on, girls. There you go, Kathy's already prepared. With nice wool stockings, a corset and a chemise. I just tighten the corset a little bit. Should be fine. Crossover at front, please. The corset is one of our sort of standard corset with outside boning, with external boning channels. Double boned and quite sturdy, so it should work well for walking around. And normally we would have a where's the shirt? A chemisette, but because we're going out, a shirt will have to do. Obviously, if you were very posh, you would be having maids helping out, but we can do it ourselves. We don't need maids. We're not very posh. I'm going to strangle Kathy in a second. The blouse is an original item, sort of old new stock, and it's relatively plain. A little monogram, I think, saying CR. Not sure what it is. BR. Stop.
I think it's a CR.
I think it's CR. Right, petticoat next. That's Kathy's own petticoat, and it is well travelled.
It's well used.
And obviously you don't really want anything too new or too pristine.
You need to...
For walking up, because it will get muddy.
I need to tie it round to my front as well, pass it round. 2 ties. It's a...
Cool. So if it gets any muddier, it's not a problem. No. Right, a nice silk skirt, relatively short for walking, and this outfit is featured in the Victorian dressmaker 2 book, so you have pattern and instruction. That both actually are. I forgot about the other one. I'm very lucky Kathy is my size, so we can share stuff. And as you can see, the most of the volume is at the back with the cartridge pleats, and it's just the right height. A little bit over skirt.
It's a pocket. Very exciting.
A pocket, essential.
A pocket,
The other way around, the other way around. And this is made in wool sateen, so it has all the necessary qualities of wool, being breathable. Could possibly do some ironing, but we are not going to make much fuss about it. It will get even worse on a walk, I think. And it has a little bit bustling at the back, which can be removed. It's just sort of tied back, so if you want an overgown all equal, that should be fine as well. And a bodice. It is again lined with glazed cotton, and the peplum is lined with silk. Let's put it on, let's get it. You can wear it with a little bustle pad or without. Doesn't matter much. It's already a bit dirty from my own exploits in Scotland. And it closes with hooks and bars, and the buttons are just decorative. Then we have this one, I think, is the correct size. And this one. And this one. This one's long place, really. There you go, that's better. Perfect. And a little belt made with moire ribbon and velvet ribbon. Look, if I can remember how to tie it. I can't find the ties. I'm just going to tie it. Kathy's almost ready. She just needs a little hat and some gloves. The hat has very handy elastic, but I think we'll put some hat pins in it as well later. It might be windy. And okay.
My gloves are just there.
Gloves and a walking stick, and she's ready. Perfect. My turn, so she's going to help me. At the moment I'm wearing a warm dressing gown or a wrap in wool with nice big pockets and tassels, and a nightgown, which is an original one, found on Etsy, but like £15, I think. So quite a. Same with little slippers. I will probably change my socks for something more suitable with my attire, which would be these. And there we are. Entirely by magic, I managed to slip into something more comfortable, which is my combinations, which you've seen before, and a very handy flap at the back for urgent situations. So first, corset, please. And this is my 1885 riding corset, but obviously doesn't mean it's only ever for riding. It will suit a variety of other pursuits, and it's a very comfortable one to wear. Right, put it in a bit. It's shorter, so it will be much easier to climb up. Just making sure that my bum is not hanging out.
Just pulling up these bits in the middle here.
Yes, please.
I want to be very uncomfortable with the laces. How does that feel?
That should be fine. That's great, thank you. Well done. And a blouse, I think. It's autumn here at the moment. If it was summer, I would be putting a corset cover. There should be some. But it's October. And high on the moors, it might be a little bit chilly if it's windy. Mind you, we're having quite uncommonly common weather at the moment. It was 25 degrees and Celsius degrees on Saturday. A bit too hot. But this should just do. So much easier with the buttons than someone else is doing them for you, isn't it? I know I have problems with buttons, but that's actually quite nice. That's cool. Brilliant.
There we are. Last one.
Easy. And my breeches. Now these ones, I'm not sure if you've seen them before. They're generic sort of long bloomers or pantaloons or breeches, and they would be worn for fencing, for cycling, and also as a bit of a modesty for this outfit too. Let me see which side is back. This is the back, this is the front. Let's get the slippers out. They are very big, suitably so. And actually normally they button up, but I might leave them and just hide these and button them here. So that did not really extend much over the skirt. The skirt is quite close. So let's do the same.
This bottom one?
Hold on. Fold this under. Shortening them. And just button here.
Nifty.
So they're quite big, really. And they have a deep pocket as well. Yay.
I like pockets.
The sporty attire in the 70s and 80s was becoming much more common, and it didn't actually need a lot of expensive materials. This one is vintage wool and a little kilt skirt. I don't need a full bustle, but I think a little bustle patch might work. Let me see which one is front. I don't remember.
That looks about right, does that?
I think it goes at the back. So I'm going to dive in. I've worn it before in Scotland. Hasn't been fished out of a closet before, so it's a little bit unironed, but we are not going to stop us having some fun. And the jacket, I'm already hot. And the jacket is lined again with the same cotton, glazed cotton, with the seam allowances bound in cotton tape and bound with vintage boning. So that was possibly one of the first things I did that was a little bit more, that involved more tailoring and shaping the wool, especially on the famous Norfolk bands. Normally you can cut them to shape in little crescents, but because I wanted to preserve the stripe, I had to really shape it to the correct shape, basically, but still preserving the stripes, which was interesting, to say the least. Right, button person, my goodness. It somehow has a military feel to it. Not sure why.
It's beautifully
tailored. Yours is more girly, I think.
It is, yeah.
It's more military somehow.
This has more of a country, sort of a modern day country shooting feel as well, doesn't it?
Yes, but the Norfolk jacket started to appear a little bit early, and obviously this was a female rendition of a traditional men's Norfolk jacket. But you can see quite a lot of these in fashion plates with really short skirts, and obviously you have breeches underneath for modesty's sake. But if you are walking around on Scotland deerstalking or just walking, you don't really want a long skirt. You have ferns everywhere, heather everywhere. So you really appreciate this. And this one was made, and it's based on a fashion plate in Harper's Bazaar. So
I really like the little pocket details there.
Yeah. Not enough for a mobile phone, but,
but they're very sweet.
Just enough for a little bit of cash. And a belt, and I think we are done. I do have boots. The original plate features riding boots, which I have downstairs here at the moment in the bedroom, so I didn't really want to bring them all the way up. But I also might, depending what the ground is like, I might choose more modern boots, just to save my proper riding boots for a bit later.
Do you have a hole?
Well, that's a very indiscreet question. I think you just poke
Put
a
it
hole,
in, right.
basically. if I can poke a hole. Awl. I've got an awl somewhere here.
Always have one handy.
Always. As the camera operator.
There we are.
A little bit of history for the small pocket here. In a gent's Norfolk jacket, that would be the cap pocket. Not for the cap on your head, but for percussion caps, for when going out shooting, for when shotguns still used percussion caps separately to the rest of the rear.
There's the hole. I've lost the
Quite
hole.
hard being dressed.
I've lost the hole now. I want to have a look. Can you see the hole? We are in it. Success. Yay. Yeah, it needs a bit of ironing. We might give it a short iron, actually. But it's quite quirky and not too bad for history bounding. And I'll get... You will either have a little bowler, or you can have this kind of hat. And this one is from Bavaria. Very fashionable at the time.
Tyrolean Homburg sort of style.
I get my gloves and I'm ready. And off we go to do more. I think my gloves are downstairs in my boots, so I wouldn't worry too much. So there we put my hat on. Put your hat on. Still in my slippers, it's fine. So there you go, two ladies, about 15 years apart.
Yes.
But, you know, if you couldn't catch up with the fashion, you know.
What's 15 years between friends?
Absolutely. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And you can follow Kathy on Instagram. What's your handle?
At Historical Hippo. I'm a historical hippo.
Okay, well, you know my handle, Isabel at Attire. So thank you for watching and see you at the next one.
Hiding in suit.
Not going to bother with the back ones because I'm going to be sitting in the car.
Strange man.
Oh, look. Yeah, the chestnut. Oh, a prickly chestnut. Wow. I found a chestnut.
Next sweet chestnut today.
Oh, I was just having a pee in the bushes. Fine views towards Minehead. And they're a bit higher this way.